Andrew Bynum is a 29-year-old former NBA All-Star and two-time NBA champion that hasn't played in the NBA in almost 3 years. So where is he now? Well, let's start from the beginning. Bynum was the last player drafted straight out of high school, making him the youngest player to ever play in an NBA game, at 18 years and 6 days old.
With the 10th pick in the 2005 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Andrew Bynum from St. Joseph's High School in McCutcheon, New Jersey.
The new rules to the draft suggest that this record will last for quite some time. During his rookie season, he began showing flashes of dominance on the court, and in his sophomore season is when he really showed what he could do as a starter, scoring 18 points and 9 rebounds in his first start, then going on to start 53 games that season. But in just his third season in the NBA is where the problem started. On January 13th, 2008, Andrew Bynum partially dislocated his left kneecap when he landed on his teammate Lamar Odom's foot.
Seattle, and a step back, Rudy Gay. Man, I thought it got, and he's holding on to his right knee, unfortunately.
In May of that year, he underwent his first arthroscopic surgery and missed 46 games due to the injury. On October 30th, 2008, Bynum signed a 4-year, $58 million contract at the beginning of the 2008-2009 NBA season. In January of 2009, Bynum had a monster game, setting a new career high in points against the LA Clippers, where he had 42 points and 15 rebounds. And once again, in January of the next year, Kobe Bryant collides into Bynum's right knee, causing him to suffer a torn MCL, taking him out of action for 8 to 12 weeks.
Unfortunately, hit his knee and Andrew's hurt. Unbelievable. About Lakers. Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's grasping that knee.
He would return later that year and have a slow start back and only play an average of 19 minutes in the 2009 NBA Finals when they beat Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic to win the NBA championship. In the next year, in the 2010 playoffs, Bynum injures his knee once again, tearing his meniscus. He holds out on surgery until after the playoffs. He plays through the injury and helps his team to their second consecutive NBA championship. But instead of getting surgery immediately after, he attends the 2010 World Cup in South Africa and then vacations in Europe until he finally gets the surgery on July 28th. Him postponing this led him to miss the beginning of the 2010-2011 NBA season, where he notified the Lakers just hours before the start of training camp. He returned in December, and after the All-Star break, he was on a tear of dominance of rebounds and blocks once again. He obtained a career high in rebounds on April 5th, 2011, where he grabbed 23 of them. Then, he hyperextended his right knee on April 12th, causing him to miss the last game of the regular season. After the Lakers beat the Hornets in the playoffs 4-2 that year, the Hornets head coach Monty Williams said that he thought Bynum decided the series. In the next series, Bynum was ejected in the final game of a blowout victory by the Dallas Mavericks to complete their sweep when he knocked J.J. Barea out of midair and was fined $25,000 and suspended 4 games.
Not backing down. Barea, oh look at that! That is Bynum, he will be ejected, and that's one of the biggest Bush League things I've ever seen. That is terrible. And Barea is injured. And the Mavericks best things I've ever seen in a game. That's disgusting.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
During the 2011-2012 season, Mike Brown took over for the retiring Phil Jackson. Under Brown's new authority, it helped propel Andrew Bynum to his first All-Star Game appearance. The talks started of Bynum competing with Dwight Howard for who was the best center in the NBA. Bynum had his first 20-point, 20-rebound game, followed by being named Western Conference Player of the Week for averaging 27 points, 14 rebounds, and leading the LA Lakers to a 3-1 record that week. On March 28, 2012, Bynum was benched for the third quarter after taking a three-pointer with the Lakers up 56-50 in the third quarter. For the rest of the game, he didn't join in huddles and he did not sit with the team. He did this once again a week later in a game against the Hornets. On April 11th, he grabbed 30 rebounds against the Spurs, and he played 81 games that season, finished third in rebounds per game, third highest field goal percentage, and 6th overall in blocks. After losing the playoffs that year, Andrew Bynum was traded to the 76ers in a 4-team trade that the 76ers weren't too happy about. Before training camp, Bynum had an orthokine treatment on both knees and was diagnosed with a bone bruise on his right knee that they later found. He then suffered a left knee injury while bowling. He never played a game for the 76ers and had surgeries on both knees on March 1st. He then got picked up by the Cleveland Cavaliers, where his season high was 20 points before shooting 0 for 11 in a game versus Detroit, and getting suspended for shooting the ball every time he got it in a practice, regardless of where he was at. Next season, he was picked up by Indiana to back up Roy Hibbert, where he only played 2 games before being ruled out due to more right knee soreness. This was the last time Andrew Bynum was ever seen on an NBA court. So finally, where is he now? The truth is, no one's too sure, but it seems as though he's enjoying retirement and traveling the world. There's many pictures around the internet and Instagram that fans have taken with him at bowling alleys, very conveniently, the Singapore Grand Prix, hanging out in Dubai, and most recently watching his old team, Cleveland Cavaliers, in the 2016 finals with bleach blonde hair and a beard. A guy with the potential to be an all-time great is now just another guy with a lot of money due to 2 bad knees and a bad attitude. So comment below if you think this is some sort of bad karma and where you think he'd be at now if it wasn't for his knees. It certainly seems he'd be up there with the top NBA centers of all time. Also comment more players that you'd like to see and know where they are now in the future. Hopefully whoever the next video is about will have more going on than just enjoying retirement.